Time to tinker and talk the night away. Grab your glue and paints, we're back again. It's model making day. From classic cars to soaring planes and steam trains on the track. Whether die-cast builds or part work kits, there's no turning back. So let's tinker and talk, just you and me, building dreams from plastic, one sprue at a time. You see, whether sanding down or fitting parts, we share the joy, that's how it starts. Come along, let's tinker and talk the night away. Oh, got a Mustang here and a Spitfire too, maybe a steam train. The smell of glue, the sound of chat, in this world we all remain. Got a tip or trick, then drop it in chat. We build as friends, not just fans. This bench is open, the stream is live. Come lend a helping hand. Yeah, we tinker and talk with laughs and care. The hobby's better when you've got good folks to share. From sanding wheels to fixing wings, we celebrate the little things. So come on in, let's tinker and talk the night away. Screws and glue, just me and you, talking shop till the model's through. A misstep here, a perfect fit. We cheer each other every bit. Let's tinker and talk under workshop lights, chasing calm and joy through long creative nights. From revel kits to die-cast dreams, we're builders, makers, part of a team. It's Tuesday night, let's tinker and talk the night away.
Good evening, everyone. It's Tuesday, and it's time to tinker and talk. Now, after last week's disaster with the Flying Scotsman, I did manage to sort out the other side and get the last bits done of that. So it should be a little bit easier tonight. Got two issues here, and I think it is going to be a fairly straightforward and easy process. We're doing a little bit to the back head, and then I figured we'd do a little bit of painting. So, nice leisurely stream. But as the K1 Max has been busily printing away, I figured I'd also give you a little bit of a sneak peek at some of the parts we have for the 18 van as well. So I've got the next section all sort of lined up, ready to sort of assemble. But yeah, there's probably about 3 or 4 sections here at the minute. So it's certainly getting bigger. So I'll show you that first before we get into the Flying Scotsman. Because as I say, at the minute, there's not a great deal to do for Flying Scotsman. If I pull out the next issue, which I've got 79 and 80 here. 81, we're back to valve gear. So a little bit of a flipping and flopping through different stages there. So we'll see how we get on tonight. But I'll take you over to the build bench and we'll get building. Hey Chris, hey Ed, hey Hand Collectibles. I almost knew that would happen, Chris. I'm actually away tomorrow until Friday, so I'm not going to see it till Friday. Right, so as I said, been busy with the K1 Max. Most of the parts I've been printing using the flat build plate. Probably not going to have an example of that here. Here we go. So get a nice flat finish. When it came to doing the interior of the bed, I decided I'd flip to the textured plate. so I get this effect, which I think is working out quite well for that. That's a door for scale. That's my hand, so give you an idea of how big this is going to be. But pretty much here is the entire chassis, or the floor pan of the chassis. So if I just bring that piece over, let's zoom out this camera because it's going to be needed. So we've got, this is the piece that's going to go next in line there and actually bolt like that. On this part here, we have this piece, which is going to accept this little step piece, which is actually going to sort of slide it and clip in, so I'm not pushing that in just yet. Behind that, we have this piece. And on the other side of that, we have that piece. So if I move that forward a little bit, we have these parts that are going to go there and there. And then finally, we have this piece. So that is pretty much the full length of the A-Team van. Now if I just zoom out a little bit further, we've got the front end that's going to go sort of here. I've just clamped that together to give you an idea of what that looks like. So none of that's fixed together, but I think it looks absolutely brilliant. This did say the word Max on it, you may have seen, and all I've done is grind that off. I'm going to get some GMC letters for that. But the headlights, I don't have any film to cover the headlights. They've just given us like a 3D print file of the interior part of the light. So I'm probably going to do something to cover that and make that a proper lens. Might do that on the resin printer. Same with these ones here. Although these ones are basically clear blocks. So I could print that out of just clear resin in that whole block. But as I say, this one isn't flat. So that one I need to do something else with. But I'm quite excited by this. It's looking absolutely brilliant. That's me testing, sanding it, and taking away some of the layer lines, which you've got there. And as you can see, it's still difficult to see the layer lines on there. It's a 0.2 layer height, but the camera's not really picking those up. But really happy with the build quality coming off the K1, to be fair. So that's where we are with the A-Team van. I don't know when the next video is going to be up yet, but I figured as I've got this audience and I like to give you a little bit of a sneak peek at some things that I'm doing, I figured this was a perfect item to show you. Hey Ian. Hey Keith. So, if you wasn't quite sure on scale, I don't have a Wayne head to show you, but I think it is, well, that's getting onto the 67 centimeters, I think, by the time it's the length it is. So, I have worked out that I'm going to need to print some more bits and pieces for this, just so that it becomes the A-Team van. Because I've only got 2 seats, and we need 4. And the back part, we're going to need some more cabinetry. They're the other wheel wells, by the way. So, for the rear. And as I say, we have the doors. Obviously, that's what I've done yesterday. And we've got the door. That will sit in nicely like that. So, some large parts coming off the printer. And if you see the workbench juddering about a little bit, that's because the K1 Max is currently printing the roof sections. So from that, we're going to do the roof and then the sides, but that's a few stages on yet. So yeah, really fun. Yep, So I'm probably going to use like a high build primer. So yeah, same sort of thing, Chris. So just remind you what I did last week. This. Let's zoom that in a little bit more. And then struggled to put this piece together and drill through this. Thanks, Chris, for the diamond bits. They've worked really well. I went through about 3 of them to try and get these holes. But I have done it for both sides. So we've got those all done. We haven't been asked to join any of those parts together, just have them like this for the minute. So not doing anything with those this time around. So just wanted to show you I did actually finish it. And yeah, the Chris Hurst sent me these. So very, very useful. At least even just starting the hole and getting the drill bit to do the rest of it was certainly helpful. Now, been a while since we've seen this one. This is obviously the back head. Now, what we have in issue 79, we've got a few of the accessories. So we've got the little center step. We have this hose. I believe this is the guard from the firebox guard, which is going to go just there. I hadn't actually realised until getting the bits out that I'd already done this one. I think I did this on a previous live stream. So that was issue 79. So that one is done. And if I just pull over 79, you can see how little there is actually to do. So we've got these parts. And we've got to obviously clean them up as we usually do. We do a little bit of drilling. Actually, no, we don't, because that's already been done. Because that was assembling this section, which has been done, as I said. We didn't drill 2 holes in the back head, though, to accept this piece. And just glue those in. Should need to drill a hole for this one, I'm sure, but maybe not. We'll check that in a moment. It says about trial fitting it, but then it needs to be we need to pull it back out so we can paint parts of it. And then in issue 80, it's just painting. We get the fireman and the driver. Again, I didn't put them in the mallard, so I probably won't do it for this one either. But again, you could just paint those up. But I will try and do this bit of painting and start that off as well. So hopefully, nice, easy bit of building. And hopefully try not to break parts of the 18 van which are falling off the bench. When the K1 gets going, it can really vibrate the bench at times. Right, so first thing we're going to be doing, so as I say, constructed that already. So that's ready for painting. We don't need to do anything with that piece. Now we must have another step somewhere, because that shows 3 steps, but I only have that. So the question is, where is the other step? Got it. So we'll need that one for painting. So that, and that are basically all ready to go. We need to drill 2 holes which are marked in that bulkhead. And to be fair, this would have been much, much easier without these pipes in place, because one of them is pretty much going right across where that needs to sit. And with those pipes in there, it almost I don't think it's going to go in anyway. Almost tempted just to glue that in place like that. Yeah, there might be a little bit of wiggle room. I'll drill them and we'll see what happens. And there should be an easier metal to drill through because it's only like the pewter stuff. Just like that. Now, if you were here last week, you would have seen how much of a struggle I had trying to drill through that other part. Knew that happened. That's the little shelf point there that we laminated together. See, why couldn't we have drilled those before doing all of that work? So let's just try and get that glued back on there. Like so. Probably need to touch the paint up on that one at some point. And we will need to paint this piece as well. So let's see how that fits in there. Seems to go in okay, but the pipes are definitely stopping it from going all the way down. But I think that would be good enough. So I'll just dip those two into a little bit of glue. Just having a moment of madness, make sure actually I'm putting this in the right way around. I'm pretty sure I am. Yes. So I'll get that pushed in as far as I can. Yep, works brilliantly, those. Get so many of them, you always get one with each phone, so never throw anything away. It's either that or it's a bent paper clip or some pointy thing or a bit of brass that I've got kicking around. So, just a pointy glue stick. Right, so with that in there, trying to work out where this goes, because they seem to have it just sort of there. Am I missing a wheel? I'm missing the two brass wheels off there that I should have put on. I'll have to look through my stash of parts and see where they are. And if I don't have them, I'll have to 3D print some. But there should be two brass wheels on those points. And I think all I'm going to do with this, probably put some glue on the back of it and hope that it glues to that point there. Because I don't think, without breaking one of these pipes that I've already put in place, I don't think it's going to go back as far as the bulkhead, as you can probably see. And you're only ever going to see it from this side anyway. So it's not going to be noticed that it's not fully attached to the bulkhead. But I think it needs to go about there. So that's what I'm going to do. I think I'm just going to put some glue on those pipes and glue it in. Although I do need to paint it, so I'm going to try and paint the back first, because that's going to be a nightmare otherwise. So yeah, let's paint that. That's going to be easy to get to. Although I'm probably going to get some black on that copper, thinking about it. Maybe I should have painted that first. Can I wiggle that out? Or has the glue gone off? The glue's probably gone off. So. See what I mean? It's just sort of backwards how we've assembled this. Why have it that it looks like it's almost complete, and then, oh, by the way, you got to put these parts on. Hey, Bergdis. Hey, Steve. Right. While I'm doing this bit, let's find the right zoom button. That's as far as I can go. I'm actually running out of black as well. I'm trying to be steady, but the K1 Max is rattling this bench like anything at the minute. I think I need to put a dampening gap between the two benches. Hey Ian, how you doing? You've just missed me showing off all the parts of the A-Team van. It's getting bigger. Probably a good thing that you only see this from sort of like from one side. So hopefully that would be too precise. Now the question is, Chris, if that sign does turn up tomorrow, do I ask Rach to open it? Because I'm going to probably want to see it, even if it's on a virtual camera. Right, just need to get that bottom half. Right, so that's that bit done. We can let that dry a little bit. Fancy doing one yourself, Ian? I know you've got a big enough printer for that, haven't you? I'm sure you have. Although, to be fair, you can print on quite a small printer, the way they've designed the files. I believe you can even print it on a Prusa Mini. K1 Max is doing a brilliant job. I can print multiple things at once. And right now it's printing 3 sections of the roof. which is majority of it. This is the back side of this, so not too worried about it looking brilliant. But at least it's you won't get the silver highlight or halo from the front. No, no sharp objects at the minute. Yeah, so go ahead, Ian. Make yourself your own A-team van. There are to make it an official A-team van, there are bits that I'm going to have to design a model, because it needs at least 2 extra seats for the rear, because it doesn't have those. Whether I just reprint the driver's and passenger seat and say that's good enough, or whether I do actually try and get the twisting mechanism, because they obviously they rotate, and technically speaking the drivers and passenger one I think rotate as well, because it was sort of like a camper van, wasn't it? Right, let's hold that down like that. And then at the back there's like a little bit of cabinetry that they had, obviously weapon store, etc. So none of that's as part of the print files. So it'll probably be a case of I make the van as it is and then sort of do a conversion. Right, so that's that. And then we need brass, which I've got just here. Well, it's 1/8 scale is standard, so you could probably start on a full-size version. I'm not going to put too much glue on the back, too much paint on the back of this, because I want to glue it in place. Ideally, I want to do that like now. So the glue's not going to stick to wet paint. So I think that is probably good enough. Yeah, that'd be huge. But then you've got to try and get the tyres for it, which I suppose you can get some that size, but they do quarter size RC vehicles. And this is based on it can be radio controlled, so it uses 2.2 tyres, I think. Well, I suppose you could, yeah. Right, so where am I going to place this? Probably there, I reckon. dollop of glue on the back, and then hope for the best. Sort of nudge it into place, I think. Still got to make room for that wheel that's going to go on there, which isn't going to be brilliant, huge. Let's try and get it off that shelf. Although I think they do have it in front of that shelf, to be fair. I'm going to position it like that, I think. Not too worried about touching the front of this and getting the black off it, because I can touch that up easily. I'm going to try and bend that piece down there. See what I mean? That this would have been easier before putting these bits in, and then we could have made sure this pipe, for instance, was down out the way. But I think that's all good there now. Yeah, certainly looks impressive. What is the build size of that one? It must be like something like 350 or something, I guess. Right, so that is what that is looking like. And that is actually all there is to do in that stage. Apart from what it shows, which is sort of doing the little dress rehearsal, I guess, with that going like that. So I don't think we need that anymore. I think it looks quite nice, that one. I might try and do a little bit of highlighting on this with some silver or something, just to give it a little bit of contrast, I think. I will touch up that and make that more black, but then again, I'd sort of kind of like it in that sort of weathered look. So I might even leave that like that. But I think some of this backhead needs a little bit more contrast. So that'll be a future project. I'm going to have to do a couple of coats on this black guard. But I think not looking too bad. This Veil Match paint does actually cover really well. Really nicely. So as you saw, I didn't prime that. And if I remember rightly, no, I can't have done because that's not painted. I didn't prime that either. And this, I think it is an enamel paint, so it goes on really nicely. Right, so put that to one side, and then we can concentrate on actually doing these parts. And I'm sure you probably didn't come along to watch paint dry, but that's what I'm doing. But you get the conversation, so a little bit more fun, a little bit more entertaining. And I think you saw enough struggles last week. So basically, paint that brown, paint that black, paint that black. Got some copper going in. So not going to take too long to do that. So I might see if I can. I'll see what issue 81. Yeah, issue 81 holds for us as well. But I'll do that in just a moment. Right. I think I used this on the Mallard. Linoleum deck brown. Oh, it looked quite a bit bigger. I would have easily guessed it was like 350. Yeah, I did look at the bamboo I looked at loads of printers actually before going on to the K1 Max, but for the price, for a 300 build volume, nothing else came close to the K1 Max price-wise, and I really can't fault its quality. It does absolutely brilliant parts. So this is the front of the A-Team van. I've sanded this piece, as you can see, but that's as it came off the printer. That's a 0.2 layer height in PLA, and it looks absolutely gorgeous. That's the front grille. It did say Max on the front there, but I've taken away, I've just ground that off, and I'm going to put some GMC letters on the front there. Ah, see, I thought it'd be bigger. Yeah. Massive upgrade compared to the, what do I have? Ender 3. So it was a Mark, is it the Mark 1? It must be the first Ender 3 that I had. But I've had it for, I don't know, must be close to 10 years that I've had the Ender 3. And yeah, this is my first upgrade. Let's just set that to zoom, I think. And it was a Black Friday deal, and I think I paid just over £400 for it. So absolutely bargain. I did look at the K2, which I think I've got the 256 build volume. And that came with the, I can't think what they call it now, CMS or something like that. Whatever their multicolored print station is. So it came with that. Because it came with the multicolor, it was more expensive than the K1 Max. But the K1 Max can accept the multicolor. So I figured, well, I've never ever used or needed multicolored prints at the moment. If I fancy adding it, I can do it on this one. So that was sort of the thing that sort of swung it to the K1 Max. I figured I'd rather have the larger build quality, build volume. Just because I can do bigger items or more items at the same time. And obviously the Ender 3 was like a 250 by 250 build plate, so going up to the 300 was a little bit better. Actually 220 I think it was, 220 by 220. So a significant increase. Alright, just going to go around the edge of this one because the centre part needs to be printed in black. And this will get like a wash of black as well eventually to dirty it up a little bit and hopefully get a little bit of wood grain effect going. Because these are these do have a wood grain moulding, so question is, obviously I know they had the German train, I can't remember what it's actually called, but would anyone do a part work like this if Hachette did another one like this? Where it is, you know, proper, well, you can solder this one together and actually have it as a proper running engine. I'm choosing not to because I don't have space to run a no gauge engine, which is why I'm gluing it. But just wonder if anyone actually would do it if Hachette brought something up like this out. I know everyone keeps saying about doing a train, whether you do it more like a traditional part work that is now, or more like a model build like this one. See, a lot more effort involved in something like this. Obviously having to paint it as well. But I don't actually mind that. And even when it comes to doing the big 1/8 scale cars, obviously I've repainted the Goldfinger one from Eagle Moss. Would anyone actually do that if they decided not to start painting bodies? Obviously, I know that's the appeal for some people because it's easy and they don't really need to do much with it to get a really good quality model. That should have been the first thing you asked for. Well, in my opinion. I know you're an Airwolf fan, to be fair. And I still haven't watched an episode. I've seen some bits on some shorts on YouTube. That's about it. Do you really need anything that's going to catch fire in your workshop, Wayne? Like rockets? Start enough fires, don't you already? Yeah, but when I saw, obviously at Universal Studios, they've got the licensing, then it's not a far stretch for them to do a van. Wouldn't mind doing Faces Corvette either. Yeah, I saw that the Crocodile is coming as well. Or is that one already released? Yeah, and I'm certainly going to be doing more, I think, 3D print and build models. I've got the Stingray sort of lined up. So, yeah, that's another one I'm going to be doing. I need more fuel. Need some more wooden ships then. I do like how quickly this lacquer paint dries. And you can quickly go over it again. Now, I'm not doing a brilliant job at this. Obviously, it is wood, so I'm not looking for a smooth finish or anything. Just trying to go with the grain of the wood on this, which seems to be... They've done it in 3 planks, so you've got one going this way, the middle one's going that way, and then the other one's going that way again. So you try and simulate that it's made out of several planks. And then this one, they've just decided it's all going that way. But they have done 1, 2, 3, 4 planks that I can see in there. Right, so the next thing we need to do... Oh, actually, we need to paint a little bit more brown on that one. This bit here is also wood. I did find that when doing the mallard, that this linoleum deck brown is a very nice colour for doing it, especially when you've got when you do a wash of black over the top of it. That sounds dangerous. Oh, what was that for? I haven't used mine this year. At the minute, it's currently buried by a load of other bits and pieces. It flips from being laser engraver to storage space. Right, so that's the only bit of brown we needed on that piece. So now, we need to go back to black. And we need to do this handle. I need to find my isopropyl alcohol, because it's the only thing I've got to wash and brush in. That is the other problem with lacquer paints, how quickly it dries. So it's a good thing and a bad thing. You don't rinse it off your brush. Your brush tends to get all sticky. And I didn't prep by having a bit of isopropyl alcohol to hand. That's better. Can paint with the brush again now. Excellent. Is that because she was jealous of the one that Chris done? Chris has said that I might have a sign turn up tomorrow, but I'm away tomorrow until Friday, so I'm going to have to wait even longer to see it. Yep. Yeah, Red Bull turned up. When did it turn up? Yesterday? Yeah. I've only just opened it today. I haven't yet told James that he's got a little 1/43rd scale vehicle to add to his collection. He gets all the 1/43rd scale, so he's got kit, he's got car, he's got the Skyline. I'm sure he's got another one. But yeah, he's now going to have a Red Bull racer to add to his collection. Do you know if we're going to get a Supra? Didn't I just check? It seems to be a standard thing. I never got the 66 Batmobile. I think if Agora end up doing an A-Team van in 1/8 scale, I might convert the one I'm currently printing to radio controlled, because it is capable of doing it, and I will be printing the gearbox as well, so all the gear and running gear will be there ready. But I'm also going to put some of my own electrics in it, so lighting. I'm probably going to put like an Arduino or Raspberry Pi or something in it, so it can play sounds. And then I can load it with some quotes and things from the movie or TV show, I should say. But I'm sure as soon as I play anything like A-Team theme or anything like that, I'll probably get demonetized. So probably won't be able to show too much on the videos. Oh, are you actually doing Wonderfest then, Wayne? I know you said you weren't sure because of your daughter's pregnancy and you being a granddad. Or what was it, a pop or something like that you said? Popsy? See, I'd love to go to Wonderfest, but one, I'm not a big traveller. I've been out the country once. And two, I don't think Rach would ever let me go. It's bad enough when I disappear off to Telford for 2 days. And my frequent trips to London, which is where I'm off to tomorrow. And then leaving her with 3 kids. I know she hasn't actually popped into chat today, so she might not be watching. Might mean I can get away with stuff. Although usually when I say that, she usually pops up and says, "Oh, I'm watching." See, I think the difference there, Wayne, is that you're the child that Esther has to look after all the time. So she's happy to get rid of you. Whereas, as well as me, Rach has 3 kids to look after. So it looks like we've got black all the way up there, and then the handle needs to be red. And I haven't prepared red, so I need to go find some. I was prepared with every other colour that I needed, apart from red. I think this linoleum brown is a remnant from you, Wayne. I don't think I need that brown anymore. See, it's like Beetlejuice. You say her name so many times and she pops up. And yes, I might have just called Rach Beetlejuice. I'm not sure if she'd take that as a compliment or not. Right, I need to find some red paint. Now, I've got plenty of red, but it's whether I've got the correct red. I've got pure metallic red. I've got mica red. Bright red. Bright red will probably do. Oh, I've got red. That's X7, so let's go with the bright red, which is LP, so that's a lacquer paint. do need to organise my paints. I'm sure some of these. In fact, that with that ball bearing in, that must be one of yours, Wayne. Yeah, I'm always in trouble. Even when I'm not here, I'm in trouble. Right, so we need to paint this handle red. I think actually I need to cut a bit off that. That looks a bit long. Where's sprue cutter gone? Where have they gone? We should have like 3 pairs of sprue cutters now. There's a pair. This is why you can't have too many pairs of sprue cutters, because you can never find them when you put them down. I've got Mike Lane's Poke Map Mini here, and if you haven't seen this, you need to get one. They're brilliant. So this organises my workstation at a minute. And normally, I've got the sprue cutters just sat there. But they seem to have vanished. So you can organise your space, but doesn't guarantee that things will go back there. Apparently. I'm not sure if that's an invite or a threat. Yeah, you have to put some dates in your diary, Wayne. Yeah, I think if I was to go to Wonderfest, I'd have to try and work it out if Rach can come too, and leave the kids dumped on someone's doorstep. When I say dumped on someone's doorstep, I mean the grandparents, not just some random person. I'm sure we could probably do that. Just yeah, leave the kids on the doorstep, ring the doorbell, run for it. Yeah, my kids have got so many grandparents, they come up with different names for each of them. So they've got Grumpy and Nanny, which is Rachel's dad and stepmom. Rachel's mum is Granny. My mum, before she passed, she was Nan. So loads of different permutations. Right, so that's pretty much most of that done. Should probably paint that bit black, but you're not going to see it. The only thing left to do is paint this pipe. That's going to be copper. And that is what I have prepared. Need to rinse off a brush. What time is it? Oh, look at that. Last little bit, and it's bang on 9 o'clock almost. Couldn't have timed that any better, I don't think. Because all we need to do is just put a bit of copper on this piece. Excellent. Oh, actually, I need to paint that bit black. Yeah, that's great you do that. It's only that little section that's only nice and quick, so let's do that. Just rinse the paint off that brush. And it's only this piece that needs to go black. There we are. And that is those stages complete. Now, I'm not going to trial fit it inside the cab. There's really no point. There was no point when it came to doing the mallard. So there's no point doing it on this one. But that is what that is looking like. And if I just find the remote control, we can zoom in on that. And that's what it's going to look like when it's sat against there. Now, the only thing I need to do is do a black wash on the wood, and that will start bringing out the grain on those pieces. But I think that was a good night's work. So, let me switch cameras and say goodbye to all of you. If I can remember which button to press. I think it's Stream Deck. Then, right, it's that one. In theory? Yeah. Hey, press the right button. So, thank you very much for joining me. That's actually turned out pretty well. Needs a little bit of touch up, but I can do that off camera. Next time, in issue 81, which I have down here, I am almost certain it's back to valve gear. Yes, so basically continuing the bits that we've already done. And I think I've partly done some of this as well. No, I think this is a whole brand new part. So if I end up doing that next week, that's what's coming. Or if something else a bit more interesting comes up, then I might do that instead. But for now, it seems to be Flying Scotsman for the Tinker and Talk Tuesdays. I do have these little metal earth things as well. So you never know. Maybe one of those will appear at some point on a Tinker and Talk. But that's all for tonight. So thank you very much for joining me. And hopefully, I'll see you on the next one next week. And during the week, I'm sure I'll figure out what I'm going to be doing, whether it's Flying Scotsman or one of those, or I still have a ugears GT40 to do. So yeah, lots and lots to do. So yeah, hopefully you can join me next week, and I'll see you all later. Cheers.